Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, champions, whenever you are watching this video. I send loads and globs of blessings to you. I just wanted to pop on here this morning while I'm on my way to work and just do a little chit chat, so to speak. I'm not gonna be on here very long. Like I said, I'm on my way to work. The summer is winding down per se. The children are beginning to go back to school, which is a double-edged sword for me. Pretty much most of the surrounding areas where I live, their school systems have already started school this week. Some even started back last week, but where I live in Tennessee, the main school system where I live, they don't go back to school until Monday. So that's a double-edged sword for me because the traffic is going to be horrendous. I have already worked out several different routes for my own personal detours so that I'm just not sitting in traffic burning up some gas. Because, you know, gas is money now. Gas is money. But I have really enjoyed the summer as far as traffic because there's no school. The kids are out. There's no school buses. Mom and dads aren't trying to hurry and scurry to get their children to school on time and then get themselves to work. So I get spoiled every summer, and then when they go back to school every year, I'm like, oh boy. Okay, here we go. But hey, that's just how it is. You know, that used to be me years and years and years ago. But anyway, I just wanted to pop on here and just discuss with you guys the state of our country with these mass shootings. They seem to be happening more frequently. For me, there's been 3 in a matter of like a week. We had the Walmart shooting in South Haven, Mississippi, which is in my area. We had El Paso shooting, and then Dayton, Ohio. And it just, hearing all of this, back to back to back to back, it just got me to thinking, like, what is really going on in the state of our country? It's very disturbing. At the least, it's very disturbing. And so I just thought that I would just come on here and see what y'all think about it. I want you to leave all your comments and your thoughts and your concerns in the comment section down below, if you will. Also, if you could like this video, that helps me out with the analytics. But let's just go ahead and move into what I'm thinking. The question that I've been asking myself is this about racism? Is this about mental illness? And the answer that I'm giving myself is yes and yes. Now, won't you go on now? Let me roll my window up so I can turn this air on, y'all. Okay. Good Lord. Okay. There's something, let me say this. Every country, every world leader knows that the United States of America has a racism problem, has a racial issue problem. It goes back to the beginning of the country. But can we blame everything on racism? Can we blame all these mass shootings on racism? Can we blame all these mass shootings on mental illness? Some say yes, some say no. I say it's both. My thing is this. a country, there have always been the people hiding in the bushes with their racism. There has always been the people that they're underneath. They really are racist, but because of the state of the country, and I'm talking about beyond the civil rights movement and all of that they went into hiding. But their hatred for other nationalities and other cultures was just in them. Now don't get me wrong, I do not feel that people are born with that. People are taught hate. Okay? So when you have, my personal opinion is that when you have your leader who is blatantly out in the open with his racial antics and his racial movements, that just opens the door for all of the other little minions to come out of hiding and do the blatant racism. This is just my opinion, okay? A team, a country is only as strong as the leadership. If the leadership is faulty, the team, the country, and so on and so forth is also going to be faulty. If your leader, by using negative tones, annotations, and just being completely blatant and out in public, disrespecting women, disrespecting different nationalities, what do you think is going to happen? The minions think it's okay. The leader is telling us it's okay by his own actions and words that come out of his mouth. These shootings that have occurred, the one in Walmart was not, in South Haven, Mississippi, was not racially motivated at all. That was just a situation where a man had worked there for many, 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 many years. He had been passed over time and time again for whatever reason, for promotion. It came up time again that he thought that he would get this promotion. He didn't get the promotion. Another young man got the promotion. So he went in specifically to take care of what he thought was the business that he needed to take care of, with his animosity and his disappointment and all of these negative feelings that he had. He felt that the young man that received the promotion was the reason why that he didn't get it. So he killed him. He felt that the general manager should have given it to him, so he killed him too. That was not racially motivated. I believed in that situation that he didn't expect to live. Okay? He was either going to shoot himself or he was going to be shot and killed by the police. Well, that didn't happen. He lived. So now he's already arrested while he's in the hospital. So now he's got to go through this process, and that's in the state of Mississippi. He probably will receive, if not a life sentence, very close to it. The El Paso and the Dayton, Ohio shootings, the young man in El Paso, one of his sister was one of the victims. But it has been reported that he does not have, it's not known, and that he does not have a mental illness. He had an obsession, so to speak, with death, with killing people. Is that not a mental illness? Is that not something that says that there's some mental incapacity going on? Who has an obsession with killing people? Okay? For me, there is an imbalance there, which is a mental issue. The incident, the shooting that occurred in Dayton, Ohio, I haven't really heard a lot about that, and I haven't really had time to read up on it. But if I remember correctly, I want to say, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, that they believe that was racially motivated. These things are occurring too often. When Columbine first happened, that was what really brought this type of thing to the forefront. The same things that they were discussing back then about mental illness and guns and gun registrations and getting a handle on who gets these weapons and so on and so forth, they're still having that same discussion. My question to that is, when do you stop having the discussion and put something into action? Whatever it may be, put something into action. I feel that the discussion has lasted long enough. When you speak of these mass shootings and they are racially motivated, they're becoming much more prevalent, as I stated earlier. There's all types of racial motivated incidences that have occurred in this administration. Again, why? Because they feel that the leader said it's okay by his actions and his words. His demeaning, hateful, racist actions towards women, towards immigrants, towards all different types of different nationalities. If they don't look like him, then he's got a problem with it. These are just my thoughts and opinions. I want to know what y'all think about all of this, because it's quite disturbing. And every time that an incident like this, it creates trauma for people. It creates trauma for people that have lived through an incident like this. For instance, the people the children, all those children that died at Sandy Hook Elementary School, and the ones that survived and the families left behind, Columbine, the list goes on and on. Each time an incident like this occurs, those survivors and those family members that lost someone, they are sent right back into trauma again. It's a very sad situation that we have going on here in our country. So, what do we do about it? That's another question. What do we do about it? When these incidents occur, other people that haven't necessarily lived and been completely involved are affected by it because of the trauma involved in it. People become afraid and apprehensive. They don't want to leave their homes. That Walmart store, that's a Walmart store that I frequent. I shop in Mississippi because their tax rate is lower than it is in Tennessee. I'm an early bird, so I'm early doing things. I'm up early and getting in and getting out doing things. Okay? That's a situation where I could have been there. You know what I mean? But what do we do about it, y'all? What do y'all think about all of this? Do y'all think that it's the leader, or the leader of our country has just told everyone by his own actions and words, not necessarily outright saying y'all can go out and do all of the type of racist things that you want to do? I mean, you got the Caucasian people calling the police because children are selling lemonade or doing fundraisers for their school or their dance team or whatever the case may be. You got people in restaurants lashing out at the workers, all because they feel that they can, all because they feel that they can sit up and use the N-word and call folk out their name and make their thoughts and their racism known and put it up in your face. And I feel that a lot of that is because of our leader. The racist people have always been racist. Let's just put it out there. If you racist, you always been racist. Okay? You probably gonna always be racist. But you are hiding your racism. You are hiding it from your co-workers that you work side by side with a lot of the times in past administrations. Okay? You are hiding it from the people that you go to school with. Okay? You are hiding it. Not necessarily because you were ashamed of it, but because you didn't want anyone to know that that's who you really are, is a racist. But now, under the current administration, and with our president stating that, how he feels about women, talking very derogatorily about women, stating how he feels and putting things in legislation and making comments about immigrants and what he wants to do with them. And just look at the state of the immigration deal going on now, where they've separated the children from their families. Why? What's the purpose of doing that? What really is the purpose of doing that? Okay? That's a racist move, in my opinion. It's a very racist move. At the end of the day, people are people. They may be immigrants, but they still people. They're still humans. They still deserve dignity and respect. Okay? So it's open forum now. These are just my opinions, y'all. Y'all let me know. This is just something that, I just was pondering on. And I just said, hey, I'm just going to put it out here. And I'm going to ask my champions, what do they think about this state of this country right now? Do you think that it can be fixed? Do you think that the country is as strong as its leader? Do you think that the leader has just said with his own actions and words, without blatantly out there saying you can do whatever you want to do to anybody whenever you feel like doing it and nothing is going to happen to you? It's okay. It's okay to put your racism out there and let everybody in the world know who and what you are. Because I want them to know who and what I am. What do y'all think about this? I just want to know your thoughts. I want you all to have a most awesomely blessed day. And remember to pass on the blessings. Because if you hold on to them, that slows down and could possibly stop more blessings coming to you. Mwah. Smooches.